if you like. Although my background is a bit different from, I don't know if it's very much different from what others have here, um, but I'm still finding a way to get some learning into my goals. So I'm learning a lot.
Okay, which track did you initially like pick during registration?
Oh, cybersecurity.
Okay, did you attend the class on Wednesday?
No, I missed the Wednesday one, but I attended the Tuesday one. So I didn't know exactly the one to join for cybersecurity. So I think I joined, I don't know if it was something related to blockchain, but after some time, I left and moved on to content creation, but
Okay.
all the bits to get into cybersecurity, but so far I've not been able to. So, and I didn't attend on Wednesday. I'm even surprised. I didn't know there's going to be a class today.
Oh, the announcement is always made on the WhatsApp channel,
Yeah, so
honestly.
I thought it was Monday, Tuesday, so but good enough. I
Oh.
got the event, yeah.
All right. Okay, that's fine. I just decided to do some catching up to get to know you guys and how you're faring. This is not one generic stuff that people just come around. We also want to know you, and yeah, we care about you as well. Okay, so I hope that you get along with any of the tracks, you get to find yourself footed in one so that you can turn in your assignment and then we grade you based on those tracks. And you, at the end of the 8 weeks, you are sure that, okay, this is what I learned. So I understand that, people are just trying to like test the waters. It's quite okay, but please do well to choose one and stay there, right? Okay, so tonight we are going to be talking about.
Is this the cybersecurity one, or do I need to move on?
No, 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 you have to stay. I mean, I'm not chasing anybody. Like, I'm just saying that um you should whichever track you like want to stay in, right? Just check out for the days that the classes hold and always attend. It's not a crime for you to attend other ones. What I'm trying to say, like, just stay in one, like, know that, okay, this is the
Yeah.
one I signed up for. It's okay if you're not so sure and you're trying to like test the waters, it's fine. But just ensure that at the end of the 8 weeks you have found yourself in one class, like you have been consistent with, and you're like, okay, this is what I learned during the boot camp. I learned content creation and I have a
Oh,
little bit knowledge of this, that. You get?
yeah.
Okay, thank you. Do you
Thank
want to
you.
say something?
Yeah, I wanted to say, is it because I'm still at this point, up to this point? So, what do I, for in order to get into the cybersecurity one, is it just by looking out for the updates, or can you help?
Yes, and okay. Yes, and then you go back to the website. I think the recorded, yeah, I'm sure the recorded classes last week is there on the website, and then you can follow through to see where you can catch up.
All right then. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Please, if you have any question, any concerns, and you are not able to address it on the call, please just type it on the WhatsApp group, or you can message any of the admins directly if you are not comfortable typing it publicly. Please don't stay in silence. We're here to help you. Thank you. So this is 10 minutes past 7 p.m. West African time, and today is Friday, right? 11th April 2025. And we're going to be having a community building session, and the topic is roles and responsibilities of a community manager. I feel like this topic has been spoken on Twitter spaces and a lot, but the truth is, I feel like community building and management is all about passion and interest, right? So, no matter the spaces you've attended, you should just know that you need passion for this particular skill, right? This particular industry. And we have no other person than the community manager of Gamic. During this boot camp, while you registered, I'm sure you must have seen the Gamic app, download the app. No other person than Trust King, who is going to tell you what you need to know about a community manager. So you know what you are getting yourself into. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are not so busy, please give us claps emojis. You can unmute yourself and say welcome to our speaker for tonight's session, Mr. Trust King. Thank you. Please unmute yourself and say welcome, sir.
You're welcome.
Welcome, sir.
All right, sir.
Uh,
Mr. Trust, please, the floor is
uh,
yours. You can start. Thank you.
Good evening. Can I begin? I think the class is still are more people going to join, or I
Yes, sir. You
begin
can
now?
start now. You can start now, sir.
Okay. So, good evening, everyone. It's nice to be here. We heard the topic today will be building and nurturing community relationship. So my way of teaching or lecturing is not really that cumbersome. So I like to go straight to the point. And whenever I think I'm fast, just call me back. Then I can maybe go back and explain a little bit and make you understand. But I'll make it as simple as possible. So the first thing you need to understand. So we're going for strategies for building and fostering the community. So the first thing I will just give you a little intro. So community management is more like you being an intermediary between you and the let's say the members and the company you're working for, because building a community is all about bringing people together for a particular purpose. It could be you're bringing people together to form a group, you're bringing people together for maybe a church gathering, all depends on what you're doing. But the goal of community management is having people in one place and sharing one common goal, and the goal is wherever platform or company you're working for. So you're building community, you're bringing members that share the vision. And one thing to understand also is that even when you're building a community, not everybody shares the vision of whatever company you're into. So people are just there to go in and come out, but they're still your members. So you still have to treat them with the same respect and dignity you give to a core member. You don't have to segregate your members and make them feel that some are special than the other. That's when your community breaks. So now we're going to strategy and fostering for genuine connection with members. So another way for you to get members is you are promoting a particular company. So the members are coming in order to learn more about what you're selling. Okay, sorry, I missed something. You can also create community for personal use, or you can also create community for, let's say, a family garden, but all that is still community. And as a community manager, your job is to make everybody feel comfortable in that community. So that is one of the job of a community manager, and you're like more like a mediator. So yours is to take feedback from the members and you're passing it over to whoever you're working for. But if your community is for yourself, you're taking feedback from the members and you're using it to make your community more better, a private environment, a place that everybody feels safe. Because that's one reason why people join the community. People join community because they want to be part of something. They also want to learn something. They want to feel they can meet new people, communicate. So your community have to be a striving ground for everybody to feel free. Nobody to feel segregated. Nobody to feel that it's being abused. Nobody to feel that they're not welcome. If any of the members feeling that, then that means, I would say, as a community manager, you've likely failed in your role, but there's still room for improvement to make everybody feel safe. So one strategy you implement as a community manager, one, you have to set a rule for your community. There must be a clear written rule. So whatever members coming into the community, they see the rules. If anyone that don't like the rules, they're free to leave. Because when there's no rule in your community, members can say, you didn't tell me when I entered. Why are you saying this? Why are you bringing it? Because one thing members don't like is when they feel that a rule is being sprung on them from nowhere. They feel that you're abusing power. It's humans are all about, they like to be rebellious whenever they feel that they're in a place that someone is using power against them. So you don't want community members to feel like that. So one thing, you have to have a lay written rules for your community. That's one strategy. Two, you have to make your community members feel that they are carried along in what you're doing. One way to do it is like, so you don't be as if your community are bossing you around, the community are making you make decisions. No. One way to do it is including your community members in decisions you want to make. Let's say there's a rule you wrote and something happened that was not in your rule and it affected a member. So one thing as a community manager you do is you will need to handle that. If you handle it in a way, the community might feel that you're acting like a tyrant. that you didn't give the member that committed the crime a chance to defend himself. So one thing you can do, you can put it open to the floor, to the members to be the judge. So that way the members feel you're giving them, let's say, a little bit of power in your community to make decisions. So you know you're the only one making decisions. A community manager is a leader, true, but also a community manager have to follow the will of the community. Otherwise, it goes into chaos. That's the last thing you want in your community. You don't want chaos to be in your community. You have to make them feel that included in the day-to-day process and running of the community. That's one. And also, another thing you can also do, to make members feel welcome, you can maybe try to create in your community. You can create, maybe based on if your group is open to global members, where you have different people from different countries. Another way to keep them and make them feel valued is by creating different, will I call it, room, or like on Discord, they call it channels. But I don't know that on Telegram. So that have on Telegram. So I'm just speaking more. If your community is on Discord, or if you're on gaming also, you can maybe create rooms or channels that you can name them based on their country. So the members feel appreciated by doing that, because it means you acknowledge them and you acknowledge their country they're coming from. They mean that you respect their values and also respect their nationality. That's to give community members a calm way to feel, yes, that this community are in really appreciate people from different backgrounds. So that's another strategy you can do to make members to connect with each other. Because the important thing about community management is making sure that your members are happy, and also your members are connecting with each other. Your role as a community manager doesn't make you feel that you are approving another person. No, your role is just to make sure there's calm in the community. There is no room for exploits. There's no room for abuse. There's no room for classism, because that's what destroys a community. Though some might argue that there's certain class in community vaguely, and how they name that class is when they give different roles. But you can also interpret it in a different way, so they don't feel like a class. You can interpret it that those roles are meant for people that have performed certain tasks and are very active. You are using that role to acknowledge them in the community. So them, other members can strive to want to do those things so they can get those role. Just like when, if one way to know that you've achieved a particular goal in your community is when your community members are welcoming new members that are coming to the community. Because normally in the community manager is want to welcome everybody. Once a new member come, manager welcome the person and show them around. When your community members are doing that for new members, they know you're doing something right. So these are certain strategies you can use to foster genuine connection with your members. Because once your members feel happy and safe, they can share their opinion. They can be open in what they feel they don't like. They can start giving good feedback, because the last thing you want is when you have, maybe if you're a community manager for a product or a let's say a platform, and the members are not giving feedback. It's a problem for the developers and the owners, because they don't know if the members are enjoying the platform or not. Because it's not about having community members in your community. It's all about having active community members that actually test what you're building or whatever you're selling to them. Because another part of a community manager, you're also selling the product you're working for a platform to the members. So that's another work of community manager. So if you do a good job, your members will be able to give you feedback on what's happening. They'll even be able to give you bugs that you don't see, because your members might become your bug testers without even letting them know. Besides creating a different section for that. So when you create a different section for that, they can all join and become part of the testers, but they can do it randomly and give you feedback. So those feedback you work on, and the feedback you pass back to where you're working for. But if you're the owner of the community yourself, you need those feedback to be able to improve your community and to know if your community members are happy. But when they're happy, they will come to the community before you even resume. They're there, come make chatting and even trying to keep the place clean. And actually, they can even let you know, admin, delete this. This is a spam. You call attention to when it's a scammer in the community. So, because the community members will only do that when they like what they are saying in your community. Okay, so I think that is enough for strategy. So I'll go to the techniques to encourage active participation and engagement. I think in strategy I spoke about some techniques, so but I will try to outline some. So one techniques you can use to encourage active participation and engagement in your communities by bringing your community members along in what you're doing. So let's say you want to do an activity that will engage the members. One way to do it is you can randomly pick something and put it to the community. They might engage and might not engage. But another way to get them in is seeking their opinion first of all. Asking them, what should we do? What should we do that will keep us active? What I engage, you can still, you can play a game, you can do quiz, we can they can do trivias, they can also maybe do maybe sharing of experience. Now, if you bring that open to the community, they have the chance to vote. And when they're happy, when they vote for something and they know that this is what they chose, they are more likely to participate in it than when you just straight out there for them. Find them, they might participate if you add maybe there's a prize or something, but when they're the ones that choose it, even without a prize, they participate in it. And this is one thing you need to get active and engage. Because when they know that the activity is what they chose and they like the activity, and also try to recommend you change this to something else whenever they feel they don't like it anymore and you listen, they're more eager to engage. And also another way to create engagement, like what I mentioned, creating maybe like a channel or a room if you're using gaming or Discord for different members of different nationalities. So when they see that, oh, there are people is here and speak the same language, they are more likely to be active and speaking their language there. Because in a general group, everybody will likely have to speak English. Because if they're speaking a language, you're going to translate to come back and you don't understand, other people don't understand, they can't join the conversation. So it's more advisable in the general room, they speak English. But when you create their own channel for them with your nationality, or would let's say, if you're running a community in Nigeria, you'll be created for their a particular tribal language. They are more like to speak their language in that channel, and they're happy because nobody's there to say don't speak English. They're all if anybody there, but to be there, you mean you understand what they are saying. So they are more like to communicate and be active and engage with themselves because they feel they are connected, they're speaking to someone that's like them, that understand them, understand their values and understand their language. So they're more likely to be active. That's another way to get people active. And then another technique also is you as a community manager engaging with the members. So let's say as a community manager, you try to create a connection with some few members that you chat with every day, and you ask them how was their day, how what are they planning, what are they looking for here, what's that stuff. So you connecting with your members, get them active because they can come every day just to chat with you. And when someone is chatting, others see that and they try to join us to engage. So you try to connect to, and that work of a community manager is try to connect with your members. So when you connect with your members, they are more likely to be very active and engage in your community. And also when you're trying to connect, as one thing I would say, it's more like a warning. You can connect to your members, but don't get too emotional with your members. That's when it causes a problem. Because the one job of a community manager is to manage the community, not control the community. So you're managing the community and you're only managing the community based on the instruction given to you by your superior or whoever you're working for. Because you might be connected with the community in a way that you feel that you're part of them, and then the owners or whoever you're working for decide to change things all of a sudden. So the community might not be happy, and you as a community manager, it's your job to know how to calm the community and not take side with the community. Because as a community manager, you're a mediator. You're mediating between the community and the owners or the dev of the project. So your job is to liaise with the community members, get their feedback, their complaints, their worries, what they would like to see, and you pass it back to whoever you're working for. And if you're the one that own the community, also that same thing applies to you. You don't get emotional community. If you get emotional community, you can destroy your community. So you tend to connect to them, but don't get emotional with them, so you can know how to apply their feedback or whatever things they need, because not everything they ask you can apply. So you have to pick the best one based on, you have to have your skill of preference. If you're the owner of the community and what you're going to give to the community, you have to have your skill of preference. You have to go with the best possible idea than the least idea, because you can't implement everything. So you implement the best, and the ones that have that's more favorable to the community, that's what you implement. So you don't be like your community are bullying you to doing what you don't want to do. That's one thing you don't want your community members to see. Though the community members have power, but you don't let them know that they have too much power. Because when they do that, that's when your community start falling apart. Because when people know they start swinging things in a way that benefit them only. And when community members act like that, they don't care about the other side. They're only thinking about their own interests. So your job as a community manager is to make sure that everybody are here for a common goal. They're not there for selfish interest or self-interest. You just like if you're in the Web3 space and you're community manager for a project, you notice that most community members are coming to their community are only coming for their own interest. Whenever they get what they've gotten, they leave. That's expected. You expect that. But your most important job is to see how you can engage with the true community members that are there to learn about what project you're selling to them and how they can do more with that. So that's what you focus on, but you don't focus on everybody. Those are people you're looking out for. So you can create them to a category. That's how those roles come into play. So you reward community members that are really active, understand, and can teach more with roles that give them a little bit more power in the community. Then they have a say in what is happening, and they can also advise you on what to do and also advise the members. So they're giving them. That's why in every community they have the mod, they have the community manager, and they now have the lead community manager. So the lead community manager oversees every other thing. So in a community, you can actually make a community manager a mod. Though that's a free position, but that making that community member a mod, it makes them happy, feel that you're appreciating their effort they're putting in your community. So that's one thing to understand. Your community members need to be appreciated. But when they see you appreciate them, they are likely to do more. It's more like it applies to all humans. When they're being appreciated, they want to do more. So that's what you do with your community members. You need to see the ones that are putting more effort, to appreciate them for their effort and encourage them to do more. Because as a community manager, you're one man, even though you might have other colleagues, because you guys can't be there 247. But there are community members that can be in the community 247 because they like being in the community. Once they see they're connected to the community, they can be in the community from morning till night. They don't leave 247. They're in the community, engaging with people, chatting with new people, and see. So when these kind of people are there, they tend to take the load off the community manager and doing those petty things the community manager to do, like welcoming new members, showing them around, chatting. So community manager can actually take a rest and come back, and the community is still active because there are members who are taking upon themselves to do those things for the community. So that is, I think there's one more, but I will get to that. So let me head to the other part. So handling feedback and addressing community concern. Yes, so I think I spoke about that also. Handling feedback is also very important in your community. You need to understand when to take a feedback and when to ignore a feedback. Because though your community members seem to be, oh yes, I'm in to learn and everything, not all community members have the good interest of the company or whatever project you're working for in heart. Some of them are just there to throw things away and stir up things whenever things don't go their way. So when they give you a feedback, it's left for your community manager to pick the most important feedback from their feedback, but let the community members know that you've taken their feedback into consideration. Then it's for your community manager to pick the feedback that you pass across to whoever you're working for. And if you don't have community, you have to choose the feedback you pick and want to implement in your community. You don't implement any feedback because that's what it causes problem. Because someone's feedback might be a trigger to another member. So you have to handle this really strategically. So you pick a feedback. So if the feedback is coming from maybe the a majority of the community members, you know this is something that is being a problem from them. We don't have to fix it so long, so don't be as if you're ignoring them. We let them know you're listening. But when and you're giving them solution to what happened. But when things become persistent, you take it up and pass it over, either to the dev or to your superior, whoever you're working for, to know that this is a severe concern for the community. And so it's been a problem. And also, community feedback might not also be about an issue. Community feedback might be about the gathering in the community on what they feel should be done in the community and to foster engagement, or what they feel should be done in the community to expand the community can grow. Or maybe it's community member might be suggesting maybe you do some of promotion in order to let people know what you're doing or what's happening in the community. So those are certain feedback they will send for you. And it's left for you to pick, okay, is this feedback really necessary to what we're doing? Is this feedback, is this something we need to address now? Is this feedback something we need to listen to So it's left for you to pick that as a community manager, but also letting the member that give that feedback know that's appreciated for his feedback. You don't want the member feel that giving you feedback and you're like, nah, I don't care about your feedback. That is going to be bad. Because community member will feel that you don't value his opinion or my fee because I'm not, especially if you're a community manager for a project that certain members need to spend money to get certain things. The community member may feel, oh, because I'm not spending money, it means I'm not important, he comes to me. So you don't want your community member to feel like that. You don't want any kind of segregation in your community. You don't tend to feel any kind of way. You want every community member to feel that they're inclusive in every decision, they're inclusive in the community, and they are all part of the movement, because a community is a movement. That's though it's online, because in the physical community, that's what they speak. But online is a movement, because when everybody is coming along and sharing the same idea, they're all joining the movement in your community. I mean, they make all the community members to feel that they are welcome to the community. So the way you handle the feedback and the way you take those feedback will make them feel that, okay, I can give more. They're listening to me, they're listening to me, and especially when a community member has an issue, maybe it might be a billing issue, it might be maybe a login issue, maybe a purchase issue, or maybe it might be a refund issue. Because right now every business now I tune into the web community, and they own the community manager for that. Before they were using customer service, and they knew that it's not really efficient, so they decided to start creating communities. Not everybody have come on board, but that's why I creating communities. So whenever you're in a particular maybe a particular product or a particular line, they tend to drag it to the community so you can share your feedback and everything. So how you handle that feedback and how you let it can be your member, there's a customer but stay a member. How you handle the member customer determine if that person will be there or if you're taking advantage of him, he or her. So you don't want it to feel any kind of way. That's your job as community manager. One thing you already see, they expect community managers to be magicians or miracle workers. So as a community manager, your role is more than what it appears. They think community managers work, oh, I communicate with one person. No, it's more than that. Your job is to handle them emotionally, physically, and mentally. So you have to make sure that in the right place. Sometimes someone can come and be angry. It's how you reply them that might know if they be calm or they stir up things. So that your job as a community manager, you might have to handle these things. It's not a skill that you can get overnight, it's something you can learn over time. But if you're conditional in what you're doing and you're paying and determined, you learn those things. And when you learn, it's easier for you to handle your community well. And when the community, like the community managers, are more likely to engage and actually more likely to be open and free to tell you what they feel and what they don't like and their opinion about things and opinion about how you as community manager is fared. So you have to make sure your members feel safe enough to open up to you like that. If you have done that as a community manager, then you know what you're doing to achieve your role as a community manager, because you're more like a mediator. And as a mediator, you don't take side. You're just more like to address things in the best possible way. So I think I've been able to touch I think on three: the strategies, the technique, and handling of feedback. So I think there will be some quiz question, but if anyone has a question, you can ask before I get to the quiz question for today. So if anyone have a question regarding maybe the strategies, the technique, or you're handling feedback on the community building, I'm not sure if anyone have a question you can ask. If not, then I may move on to asking question and see who can answer. If you guys actually paying attention to what I said, and maybe if you can answer the question the way you understand it. Um, okay. I guess there's no question. Okay, so I'll be the one to ask. If you okay, yeah. Web3, go ahead.
GNGM everyone. Hope I'm audible. Hello, are you guys hear me?
I no, your voice is kind of low. You can speak a little bit.
Okay. GM, are you guys hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I really appreciate this, sir. I just joined the class now. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I just missed some of your teachings though. But I just have a little question to ask. Like, did you have any community you are managing now? Maybe if I can join the CG channel, so maybe I can learn from you over there.
Yes, just like what the host said. We are working for Gamic, and I think Miss Victoria here is also part of my colleague, and you can join Gamic, the app. I think Victoria also has a community on Gamic, so you can join a community there. Then maybe from there I can also direct you to the communities that me and my colleagues are managing, because the a Gamic is like a community platform, so it's easier for you to join other communities and you see the ones I'm managing. Okay, Kay, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, good evening, guys. And I have a question. Like you mentioned something about Discord. I wanted to know like how like would you like how do you create Discord channels and something like that and pitch yourself to like get roles or work committee more to work for Discord? Because I know that Discord and Telegram they are a bit different and they have things that back them up.
Um, yes, for I think Discord, that would be because once you go to Discord will make it as easy as possible on how you can create your community and manage your community. And also in Discord also have their support server or community where you can join and ask questions about certain things. Because I think yeah, in Discord have a learning video. There's certain videos on YouTube you can watch on how to create your community on Discord, set up your channels and stuff rules. So you can learn that on Discord. But for Telegram is only a channel. So Telegram not really create. The rules Telegram can create is just making someone really like an admin and all that. But you don't have to make another person an admin, so they have to delete your channel. Because the Telegram don't have the role part. They just have the channels and the announcement channels. So if on Discord you can play around with it. But there are videos on YouTube on how you can do that on Discord. Okay. If everyone are done with their questions, so I have some questions to ask. Anybody have an idea? Can raise your hand. So, the quick question will be, what are two effective methods to boost community engagement? Anyone have an idea? Can raise up your hand. You don't have to be so sure, but just an idea about it is good. Anyone? Okay, Gerard, go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. So, two ways of boosting engagement. Well, whilst I came, like I resumed the class a bit late, but I was able to grab one of B, like making sure that making them feel like they are ahead in the community, like giving them that sense of belonging, and also um incentivization, if I'm not wrong. If I'm wrong.
Yeah, yeah, if
So
necessary,
those,
yes, yes.
yes, if necessary. So those are just what comes to my mind, just just at the top of my head now.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you very much, Gerard. It means we're paying attention. All right, Kay, go ahead.
So he has already said what I wanted to say though, but what I can add was like you can probably host AMAs, host AMAs or events that it can help host AMAs or events. Yeah, that's
Okay,
just
Musa Junior, go ahead.
Hi, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, thank you very much for the class. And two ways I feel you can boost community engagement is by one, gamifying everything because people love leveling up, people love quests, so people love earning badges and achieving status in the community. So I feel if you gamify the community and everything that goes on in that community, a lot of people will be willing to engage in whatever is going on in the community. And another way is by onboarding newbies with love and then care. So, because in everything you do, first impression matters. So it's really matters on how you take these guys in, because not everyone at first understand, for instance, what a wallet is, what NFTs and staking and all those things is when it comes to Web3. So if you create a very good and easy way for these guys to learn all these things, I feel like they'll be willing to engage in whatever is going on in that community. So these are two ways you can boost community engagement. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Musa. Shows you're paying attention. All right, Vincent, go ahead. Floor is yours.
Yeah, good evening. The two ways you can boost community engagement is by um, encouraging user generated content, like allowing the community to, as you said earlier on, allowing the community to share ideas, and also allowing the community uh, to share their experience of, maybe if for example now you have a Web3 community and you're onboarding new individuals, you can ask them of their experience of previous community that they have been in. That's one of the way of engaging a community. Also, you can also start like a question and answer session on to gauge their knowledge of what they have been able to get in the community so far. So that's one of the two ways.
Thank you very much, Vincent. All right, business, go ahead.
All right, thank you so much for the lecture. Although I came in late, and a lot of things have been said there, and so much value have been passed. I really appreciate it. Personally, I think what what are the ways to like boost engagement in community? Um, it's an addition anyway. What I just think. If we can create something like a role, even though the role doesn't have any monetary value, people like status. You understand? Like in the community, when you tell them, okay, the more you keep chatting, the more you keep leveling up, just advance and get a role. And who knows, something might come up. So with that one alone, first of all, people would love to, interact, chat, level up and all that. And over time, they will know that, okay, probably they might be an OG in that project later on, which happens normal for active participants. Secondly, you can put like a pool over time and say, okay, what do you think about this thing? What do you think you can do to make it more better? So by the time they feel welcome and they feel like you guys are seeking for their opinion, that sense of belonging will come in and they really want to contribute and put in the effort of contributing to the community. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Vincent. And business, sorry. All right. So I'll go to the next question. I think it's the last for today. Then I'll hand over the practical assignment. Okay, so how should a community manager handle negative feedback from members? Anyone? Business, are you raising up your hand or is your hand up before? Okay. All right, go ahead, business.
Yes, handling that feedback, you don't have to take it personal. That's number one, and then also you have to strategically. And know there are some people that maybe they are adding like emotion to maybe something happened. I'll feel like, okay, oh, why is this thing happening like this? It's not supposed to be that way, and you just have to like show that empathy and say, please, we are sorry. Um, we feel your pain, and trust me, we are doing everything we can to work on it and expect feedback shortly and stuff like that. That is kind of calm, and I believe they will try and resonate with you.
Thank you very much, business. All right, Musa, go ahead. Musa, your mic is muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so one way um, a community manager can handle negative feedbacks from members is by staying calm and professional. So you don't allow your emotion to get, on the roof. You never react to certain things Always answer calmly, respectfully, and factually. So even if someone is rude, stay calm. Why is this so? Because the better you ask, or you set a tone for your whole community really matters. And another thing is for you to listen first and then you defend later. Don't immediately jump into defending the project, just like you said. So you listen carefully to what they are saying, because sometimes hidden inside anger, is real. Like angers are hidden is real, and these are like the real feedback you get or you can use. So you can say something like, okay, thanks for raising this. Let me make sure I can fully understand your concern, like that. So you also need to acknowledge their feelings because they are human beings too. So even
Definitely.
if you disagree, you have to validate that they feel upset or frustrated because they are human beings. And another important thing you need to do is to respond with transparency, no matter what. You need to be honest about what's going on at that particular point. And if there's a mistake, you have to admit it. If there's a plan, you have to share it. So that's something you need to do. And one way you can go about that is by, telling them, okay, for instance, we realize social issue and here's what's happened, blah, 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 blah. And here is what you are doing to fix it. So these are ways you can handle negative feedback, as a community manager from, your members. So thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Junior. Anyone else want to answer before I round up and then dish out the assignment for this class? All right, Gerard, go ahead.
Okay, okay, thank you, sir. So basically, what I just wanted to add, like based on your question, was just in the part of empathy, showing empathy, but you also met to the community members, but you also mentioned about not being too emotional with them, because you said that that kind of aggravates the situation, but you also said that we should we should defend the like not like the CEOs, the owners of the community, and kind of like maintain a neutral ground, because community managers are mediators. So in as much as there is a grievance within the community, we should not aggravate the situation by being too emotional with the members, but rather we should try to like diffuse the situation as much as we can with our words. And if it's beyond us, then we refer. If it's an issue that is beyond us, then we can refer it to the devs or to the higher ups. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Kay, you want to add something?
Oh no, no, sir, it was mistake.
Okay. Musa, just add again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes. So uh, one thing about human beings is we love, we want to feel heard and valued. So turning critics into allies is one way as a community manager to help um, handle negative feedbacks from members. So some of the loudest complainers in a community, if treated respectfully, can become your loyal supporters. So turn critics into allies. That is one way. And also, if if an heated argument occurs in the community, you can just take those issues to their DMs privately to keep the public space safe, clean, and welcoming, because you don't want to do anything toxic and then everyone in the community is seeing what is happening. It's not proper that way. So if something like that happens, you can just tell them to privately chat you up so that you can, help them in a better way. So these are just a few ways I feel you can handle critics.
All
Yeah.
right. Thank
This
you
will
very
be
much, Mr. Junior. I think that will be all the answers we can take for now. Okay, so I will give out the particular assignment, and I think Ms. Victoria will also post it. So, the particular assignment will be to draft a plan to onboard and welcome new members into a Web3 community. So that will be the particular assignment. So I think you follow up with your coordinators so you can know the timeline in which you want to submit the assignment in. So Musa, do you have something else to say, or your hand is still up? Okay.
no, sir. No, sir.
All
That'll
right.
be all.
Okay. So that is be all for this class for today. So the particular assignment, I think Ms. Victoria will already put it out in case anyone didn't get it. And also it is recorded. So I think the timeline will be between her and the coordinator. So thank you all for today. And okay, Gerard, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So the question I wanted to ask is that the assignment of onboarding, is it like, are you being specific on like a kind of community platform, like is it either on Discord or Telegram, or should we just like create a general plan, or is it specific to a kind of community platform, like to a specific
Uh,
community platform?
most Web3 communities are usually either on Telegram, Discord, or on Gamic, because Gamic is a Web3 community platform also. So since most of you have not been on Gamic, but you guys are used to Discord and Telegram, so your onboarding plan should be how to onboard community members to your community. If their communities on Telegram, not on Discord. So those two, that to give you a
Okay.
working structure.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
All right. All right. So thank you all for coming today. As in, I think this is my time, so I will hand over to Miss Victoria so that we round up. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Trust. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation and sharing so much value with us this evening. I trust I believe we all had a great time. We learned a thing or two. Just like you said, make sure you submit. I will upload this recording to the website, and the assignment will be there. All assignments are submitted on the website. You see the space. You see the button submit the assignment, either in document or PDF format. Yeah, so that's mostly it. So see you guys again on Tuesday. The next session will be on Tuesday by the community manager from Solana ecosystem. So make sure you're here, and if you have other people that's registered for this bootcamp with you and they've not been attending the classes, please remind them and make sure they also attend with you. Thank you, Mr. Trust, again for your time. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. All right, so this is it. This is a wrap for this evening. We'll be switching over to our next class. We have blockchain development with Rust. That's our next session. So I'll be ending this right now. So see you later.
Thank you, ma. Good night.
Good night. Good night, everybody.